right, good morning, everyone. 7:30, so we'll go ahead and get started. Venerable Katie is off this week, so I will be doing the morning express, also tomorrow and Friday. So we will begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position that's serviceable for meditation. So we think about making sure that we're keeping our feet flat and our back straight. Torso is open, hands in the lap, right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. As we meditate, we try to maintain an awareness of the body, an awareness of not slouching, not leaning, maintaining that straight, upright spine. But we also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, upright position, just allowing the body to fall into place. And begin to move your awareness away from the external world, moving inward, constraining your awareness just to the body and mind. And begin to concentrate that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation that accompanies the in-breath and the out-breath in the space around the opening of the nostrils. Giving yourself the instruction to notice quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and then without judgment or frustration to lift your awareness up from those distractions and to place it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then when the mind feels more calm, generate a broad altruistic motivation for our time. So begin to get in touch with your own genuine desire to be happy, to be completely free from even the slightest suffering. And recognize that you share that ground with every other sentient being. There's absolutely no difference between oneself and others in that regard. Whatever surface level distinctions there might be, every sentient being is motivated in the same way. And every sentient being also is thwarted from that, prevented from that. We and every other sentient being meet again and again with painful conditions as the existential condition of being an ordinary sentient being. Trying to give rise to the wish for it to be otherwise, for sentient beings to be capable of perfect happiness, complete freedom from suffering. And if I wish that for all sentient beings, then I should work to make that a reality for all sentient beings, not just myself. I think the purpose of my time is to develop my mind, tapping into my potential, through effort, becoming of greater and greater benefit to sentient beings, more and more capable of helping them to achieve that goal. That's the purpose of my time and the purpose of my life. With that motivation, we will continue contemplating the 11-point meditation on generating bodhicitta. So in yesterday's class, we focused on developing a mind of equanimity, a mind that transcends the limiting categories of friend, enemy, and stranger, which is a necessary precondition to being able to benefit others. And then we looked at the beginningless and endless nature of mind and saw the implication of that is that every sentient being has been one's own mother, one's own caregiver, countless times. So now we think of the kindness of the caregiver, the mother figure. And we think of all of the hardship that our own mother for 9 months endured, the reduction in her freedom, the physical pains that grew over time, the pain of childbirth itself, and then all of the ways in which we were kept safe, educated, provided for, all of the ordinary kindnesses of the caregiver, the mother, the father. So, using your own life, your own experiences, think of as many examples as you can, the sorts of kindness that you were shown. And then begin to recognize that in each of these countless lifetimes, we only had one mother, one father, and yet we were also benefited in countless ways by innumerable other sentient beings. They weren't the unique kindnesses of the mother, and yet they supported our lives, enriched our lives. So again, we can use this life as a way of understanding that kind of benefit. We can think of all of the things that we've learned, all of our skills, that which we use to make a living. It's completely dependent on dozens and dozens of people, perhaps hundreds, that are involved in providing us that knowledge through books, through people we know, things we've watched. All of the social skills that we develop growing up in our peer group that we find useful for navigating our lives. Think of all of the countless people involved in providing us all of the clothes that we've ever used, all of the clean water, nutritious food, those that have to plant the food, harvest the food, transport it, which depends upon the roads, the stores, people that maintain aircraft and vehicles. All of the jobs in the world that are providing vital services. All of the ways in which we have benefited. I think all of these roles have been replicated in various forms, lifetime after lifetime. So we are, in fact, the recipient of this extraordinary interconnected web of kindness. Again, using examples from your own life, trying to give rise to a strong understanding and insight into how this is true. And then the next step is to equalize our regard for ourselves with our regard for others. In the first step of equanimity, we developed equal regard among friend, enemy, and stranger. But that leaves untouched the primacy of one's regard for oneself. So here we equalize our regard for oneself with our regard for all others. After having worked with a tendency to label others as friend, enemy, and stranger. So our natural inclination is to give greater weight to our own interests, our own desires, to be moved by our own suffering more so than those of others. And yet, as we've seen, we, like all other sentient beings, are simply suffering sentient beings who deeply wish to be happy, deeply wish to be free of suffering. So, in the same way that valuing sentient beings more on the basis of whether they benefit us or act against us, valuing them less if they act against us, or being indifferent if they don't relate to us at all. In the same way that that is unbalanced, unrealistic. Having regard for oneself that is greater than the regard for others is also unbalanced. As oneself and every other sentient being is in exactly the same condition. So try to think along this line of reasoning and give rise to a sense of having equal regard for one's own interests and the interests of others. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in the mind. Think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy for the benefit of all sentient beings, without exception. Thinking strongly when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in a state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve this state of enlightenment so that I might work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. May I and all sentient beings, in this moment, come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.